MSNBC just called out Kash Patel and the FBI over their handling of the shooter of Charlie Kirk, and get this, Patel may have just ruined their entire case against Tyler Robinson. And yes, that even includes a confession. Welcome to Occupy Democrats. I'm David Reddish. The killing of right-wing blowhard Charlie Kirk continues to spark discussion in the media. Just to recap, Kirk died after getting hit by a sharpshooter's bullet while giving a talk at Utah Valley University. Leaked memos from the FBI and law enforcement claimed that the shooter was transgender, though that was disproven following the emergence of Tyler Robinson, a 22-year-old Utah native who confessed to the crime to his father and was turned over to law enforcement. Since that time, FBI Director Kash Patel has struggled amid bipartisan criticism for his handling of the crime. Take a look.
And FBI Director Kash Patel is about to face some tough questions when he testifies this week on Capitol Hill after some mistakes in his handling of Charlie Kirk's assassination investigation. Conservative activist Chris Rufo posted this. It's time for Republicans to assess whether Patel is the right man to run the FBI, adding that he performed terribly in the last few days. So Patel prematurely announced the suspect was in custody. He also appeared to take credit for the FBI's release of images that ultimately led to the suspect's arrest.
Oh, it gets much worse, so stay tuned. As that clip noted, Patel will testify before Congress this week regarding the FBI's handling of Kirk's murder. Perhaps feeling the heat for his failures, Patel made the rounds on cable news over the weekend, trumpeting the success of law enforcement in apprehending Tyler Robinson, even though early tips they gave were inaccurate and the man, was turned in by his family. It also doesn't help that the crime has brought renewed interest to all the agents Patel fired and to the counterterrorism teams he dissolved, the kind of people who are qualified to prevent and investigate a crime like this one. Nevertheless, Patel stopped by Fox News this morning to further self-promote and share vital bits of evidence with the world.
We flexed all resources the FBI had and surged multiple air assets as soon as this shooting occurred. We were cycling in agents, evidence response technicians, hostage rescue technicians, and special operators in and out of Utah. And what we learned was there was evidence, DNA evidence that could be collected and had been collected, including a screwdriver that was found on the rooftop. Also, we went over to the scene in the wooded area where the firearm was discarded, and the firearm had a towel wrapped around it. It's important. I'll get back to that later.
If that's not sitting well with you right now, don't go away. I also wouldn't be surprised if Patel is sitting in a booster seat for that interview. But never mind. Apart from offering no evidence other than his word to support these new claims, I'll remind you that his word hasn't exactly held up to scrutiny in the past. The fact that Patel would do so when the suspect is, by all accounts, not cooperating with police raises a number of questions. In what universe is it wise to reveal these kinds of details before the suspect has been charged with a crime, before he has issued any kind of confession or statement to police, and when he is not cooperating? In what world is that a good idea? If you have questions on that specific issue, you're not alone. Following Patel's comments on Fox News, a panel of MSNBC experts convened to discuss the situation and why Patel's posturing, not to mention his leaking of new evidence, could actually lead to Tyler Robinson going free. Now, this is a longer clip, but make sure to watch the whole thing to fully understand the situation. Have a look.
So, Barb, with the FBI director revealing the DNA match and some of these other evidence that has been collected, he says he's all about transparency. The suspect, of course, has not been charged yet. Is it problematic for the head of the FBI to be putting all this information out there?
Anna, it's as if you saw my head exploding while I was listening to his comments. It's absolutely inappropriate for him to be making these comments. Not only should someone neither confirm nor deny the existence of an investigation, in a case like this, it's obvious that they're investigating and they should to be assuring the public. But to detail the evidence is contrary to regulations that govern the practices of the Department of Justice. That's because when you share the results of evidence, you can violate the due process rights of a defendant and jeopardize their right to a fair trial. Maybe Kash Patel doesn't care about his rights to a fair trial, but he should be caring about the success of this prosecution and investigation. And so it does tee up a potential motion for the defendant to use these words against Kash Patel it as a suggestion that he would be denied a right to a fair trial. Now, I don't think any judge is going to dismiss this case based on what is likely to be the strength of the evidence, but it could result in a change of venue or other kinds of complications that you just don't need. So I would ordinarily say this is amateurish. Maybe that's what it is, but it also seems like it is more about driving a political story than a sound criminal investigation.
Yeah, no wonder Pam Bondi hates Kash Patel, as do an ever-expanding bipartisan roster of people in Congress and the administration. I realize Patel is trying to look like he's in control and trying to deflect from the suspicions that Tyler Robinson is actually a right-wing nutbag, like a host of other shooters in this country. That includes the would-be assassin of Donald Trump last year, mind you. But if Patel doesn't stop running his mouth, if his disclosures in any way impede or jeopardize the case against Tyler Robinson, there will be much earned hell to pay. If you ask me, the best thing Patel could do right now is announce his plans to leave the job and start coordinating with a replacement. Someone who actually, knows how to do the job. And for goodness sakes, Kash, focus on building a case against the suspect rather than trying to rehab your own image in the court of public opinion. Somehow, I don't expect you to succeed there. Don't fail on both fronts. This is Occupy Democrats.